independent is a really strong desire that I have. That's one of the reasons why I authored the book Debt Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, where I exposed the consumer lending industry, because right now a lot of people don't know what's been going on in that particular industry. Credit card debt is at an all-time high, and the number of bankruptcies people are filing is at an all-time high. The number of delinquency in payments is at an all-time high. And the fact is, most people are completely buried and really don't have any knowledge of how to get out. A lot of people don't know, for example, that the credit card industry is one of the most corrupt industries in the world, and it's the only industry that can charge usury interest legally. If you ever look at your credit card statement, you even can't find the interest rate. If you call up your credit card and say, what's my annual percentage rate? Do you know it can be as high as 58%? Oh, you didn't know that. Yeah, check. Some of you probably have 30, 35% interest rates, annual percentage rate, and you don't even know it. And then the banks also have the ability to charge any amount of fees they want, including over-limit fees, monthly maintenance fees, annual fees, bounce check fees, late fees, etc. And a lot of people don't know that these fees are arbitrarily put on your account even though you didn't deserve to get them. Providian Bank, for example, had to pay $400 million in fines because they were found guilty of arbitrarily adding fees on people's credit card statements, even though those people weren't supposed to be getting those fees added. And that happens throughout the entire industry. And the interest rates just keep going up, and they're charging you exorbitant amounts of interest. You could actually use your credit card for a $1,000 purchase. And in 3 years, you could actually owe that credit card company $5,000 because of fees and interest. It's outrageously insane. And so people are getting buried. That's why some people say, wait a minute, I haven't used my credit card in 6 months. I make the minimum payments, but why do I owe more now than I did 6 months ago? Because the credit card companies are set up that way. So getting people financially free is something that's relatively important to me as well. So that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here at Donald as a friend, and because I really believe in this organization and the opportunity. There's nothing else out there. And I've been invited to speak at, I'm invited to speak everywhere. I say no to everybody. I mean, and the amount of money that people are willing to pay is in the 7 figures, and I still don't go. So I'm here, and I'm glad to be here, and I hope you're glad as well. Thank you. Thank you. Another question that came up, and this is an interesting one, which we're going to discuss, is when we were going through this process here, someone said, let me ask you a question, Kevin. I wrote down my goals, and when I started doing the process, I felt worse. When I was focusing on one of these things, I didn't feel good at all. I actually was at this place, and when I was focusing on something, it actually made me feel bad. Okay? You're going to see why that's a good sign, because that's something that we can easily correct. And if that phenomena has occurred to you, don't worry about it. By the end of today or mid-tomorrow, you'll see the solution to that and why. I'm going to explain the phenomena, why that occurs. But you'll understand why. Another question that came up is, Kevin, there are a lot of people that seem to be professional seminar attendees. They read every book, they listen to every CD album, they attend everybody's seminar. They know all this stuff, quote, they know it like the back of their hand. They can quote everybody, but they're still broke. And they still don't have the things in life that they're desiring. Why is that? If this stuff really works, and these people are the most educated in this material, why aren't they achieving what they want? Why aren't they getting in life the things that they want? The answer is, if you are not getting in life the things that you desire, if you're at a place that you don't want to be, there are only 2 reasons. The first reason is you're not sending out the right vibration. And the second reason is, if you are sending out the right vibration, you're doing something to block the receipt. So we're going to talk about this afternoon, how do we send out the right vibration? How do we make sure we get the right vibration? And what are the things that can block the receipt? That's what we're going to be describing. Now, some of you, of course, asked me when I mentioned the fact that there was one book that, of all the books I've ever read, this is the only book, and I've read thousands, where I virtually concur with every single sentence. And I've actually used this particular book as kind of the textbook, if you will, for this event. This is the book here. It's called Ask and It Is Given. It's by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Ask and It Is Given. And I would highly suggest and recommend this book. And what I want to do now, before we actually get into some of the exercises, is I want to go through this book with you just for a few moments. And I'm going to read just a few little excerpts directly out of this book. This is a very unique book, as I mentioned, because it's the only thing that, again, I agree with every single sentence in the book, which is hard for me to do. So I'm going to read a couple sentences out of here and then just kind of extrapolate on those. And you have a flavor for this book as well. I mentioned that emotional guidance system, that emotional scale, and why that is so important. And I had mentioned that when you are on this side of the scale or on your papers that we wrote down, if you're at the top of the scale, the joy one, the further you are on this side of the scale or on your paper, the top, joy, bliss, the closer you are to that, that is your indication that what you are thinking about and what your dominant thoughts are in complete alignment. That tells you if your vibration is correct. If you don't feel good, that tells you you're putting out the wrong vibration. If you think of something that you want and you feel bad, that means you're putting the wrong vibration out on that item. If you think about what you want and you feel good, the gooder you feel, the better you feel. That means the closer that vibration is to perfection. Do you understand that? This is the simple way to monitor your thoughts. You do not have to monitor your thoughts. All you have to do is monitor how you feel. Now, the question that comes up is, but what if I feel crappy? What do I do? I'm going to give you those steps in a minute, okay? But I want you to understand the concept first. So the closer you are to feeling good and the better you feel on a particular subject, like if you think about the business, if you think about...
Sheesh, that was good to hear right there. Damn, that was good. I almost didn't want to end it, but it's time for the call, fam. Grand Rising, Happy New Year. What's up, familia? Super excited and super blessed to be here on today's call. I know for a lot of you guys, are having an amazing start to the year. I know I am, and I hope everybody on this call is also having a great start to the day as well. I know I see a lot of people. Oh, I forgot. A lot of people don't know I got a haircut. So, new haircut, new hairstyle, new nano, new year, new me. It's all about changing the whole concept of everything. But just super excited to be back, man. Just super excited to be back running the calls. I know that we didn't get a chance to do a couple calls last week. We were traveling. We were all over New York and spending time with family. So, it's amazing, but it feels so good to be back. And I want to thank you guys so much as well, for taking the time to jump on today's call. I know that it's a priority of you guys. And I wanted to make sure that we started the year off with the right energy. I just finished up my whole morning routine and I'm feeling good. I'm still, my pores are still open from the sauna. So, excuse if you see me a little sweaty here, but this is what it's been all about. And I've been very, adamant on making sure that I'm up early, making sure that I'm doing all the things that are important to me. And that's why I named, today's training Focus and Intention. Okay, because, in a world filled with, so many distractions, it's important that, we focus and we set intentions on everything that we're going to do. Okay, so before we get today's call started, though, I wanted to see what is one thing that you guys are grateful for this beautiful January 2nd and for the new year. What is one thing that you guys are grateful for? Let me know in the chat box real quick. Let me see where we at. We're grateful for food. We're grateful for God. I love that. I'm grateful for a renewed mind. Grateful for health. Grateful for community. Grateful for life. Grateful for God, health, and family. Grateful for mentors. Grateful for another year of life. Grateful for you as someone to look up to. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Grateful for you as well, bro. Grateful to see another year. Absolutely. Grateful for health and God. Grateful for another day to get my mission out the way. Let's go. Grateful. I love it, man. I love it. I love to see everybody, just really tapping in with themselves, being grateful. Thank you, guys. I'm very grateful to be on today's call and looking forward to it, most importantly, right? Because at the end of the day, we're going to be going over some amazing things. Grateful to be grateful. Facts, bro. Facts. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what we're about to cover here. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I pinned it. Let me pin this right here. There we go. Pinned it right there. There we go. So today we're going to talk about focus and intention. Man, I'm actually hot right now, to be real. Going to the sauna puts you in that mode. But let's talk about focus and intention real quick, because I got an amazing training here for all of us, and I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about focus. So going back to what I was saying earlier, in a world filled with distractions, being focused is a superpower. Okay, and I want you guys to write that down, because that's such a powerful quote that I recently learned. In a world that's filled with distractions, okay, being focused is a superpower. Okay. So if we all understand what focus is, right? If we look up the acronym, well, what's the acronym for focus? Who knows the acronym for focus? Put it in the chat if you know the acronym. FOCUS. What does it stand for? What does the acronym for focus stand for? Let me know in the chat if you know. Focus. FOCUS, right? Focus stands for following one course until successful. Now, one thing I've came to understand is that because we live in a world that's filled with so many distractions, you think about it, some of us will start to pick up a book and read it, and our phone goes off and we lose focus. We could be running a task, we could be studying, we could be meditating, okay? And something will go off, and guess what will happen? We will shift our focus. And if you can easily be distracted like that, then what's going to happen is you're never going to have full focus on what it is that you're doing with, your life and your habits on a day-to-day basis. So in order for us to have focus and intention, okay, this year, there's 4 things we need to understand. Number 1 is you need to identify what your non-negotiables are. Okay, we need to all identify what are going to be our non-negotiables when it comes to our day-to-day routines. Now, what do I mean by non-negotiables? Okay, your non-negotiables are the things that you must do every day. Okay, for example, for some of us, and I'm pretty sure for all of us, showering every day. Like, for example, I just finished showering. That's a non-negotiable for me. I got to shower once a day, twice a day, if necessary, right? But minimum, you got to shower at least once a day, right? That's a non-negotiable. Brushing your teeth is a non-negotiable. You don't want to go out talking to people, with a smelly breath, right? Eating, unless you're fasting, is a non-negotiable, okay? So these are things that no matter what happens throughout the day, you could be going through a bad day. You could have had a bad day at work. You could be in an argument with your significant other. No matter what happens, you know you're going to shower, you know you're going to eat something, and you know you're going to brush your teeth no matter what. Okay, that's the definition of a non-negotiable is that regardless of what's happening in your life, you're going to do it. Now, those are things that we've been doing since we were a kid. Okay, since we were babies. So we understand that those non-negotiables are already a part of our paradigm. Now we got to think about what are the non-negotiables we got to do this year for us to change, for us to become better, for us to set a foundation for ourselves. Because right now is January 2nd. It's the first month of the year, which means this is the foundation of your year. What you do in January, what you do in February, and what you do in March is the foundation of how the rest of your year will go. Okay? So being intentional and focused on your non-negotiables right now is the biggest thing that you could do. So, for example, what are some non-negotiables that you guys are focused on right now in 2025? Put some of those in the chat box. I want to see where some of you guys are at. Where are some of you guys at when it comes to some of your non-negotiables? Let me see where we are, because I have a couple of, before I do so, I want to see where you guys are. What are non-negotiables, which means you're going to do it every day, weekends included. Because remember, guys, if you're not where you want to be at, you can't take days off. There's no such things as days off when, you're not where you want to be at. So these are non-negotiables. Like I said earlier, you shower even on the days that you don't feel good. You eat even on the days where you're having a bad day at work. Okay, you brush your teeth no matter what every single day. So what are going to be the non-negotiables for 2025? Let me look in the chat here. So I see a lot of working out. I see reading every day, prayer, very important. Okay, I see a lot of gym, which is good. Studying, reading the word. Amen. Let's go. Let's see prayer, reading, exercise, study, go lives and charts. Amazing. Gym and mindset trainings, core 4 routine, time with God, trading journal. Making money, diet, very important, positive thinking, income producing activities, the word, journaling, brushing my kids' teeth. Yep. Okay, withdrawing, there we go, reading and praying, being grateful, read 1 book a week for a month. I love that. That's good. That's good stuff. Day trading. So as we look here, we got to see this, okay? We got to identify those non-negotiables, and everybody has to have them. So for me, as an example, some of my non-negotiables from the moment, I should have brought my book in here, in my journal. But, one of my non-negotiables every day when I wake up, I'm going to tell you some of the non-negotiables that I have. Prayer and gratitude is very important to me. Okay, so the moment I wake up, the first thing I do is I fall on my knees and I pray. Okay, I pray and I practice gratitude. Okay, another thing that's a priority for me as a non-negotiable is I got to read my goal card out loud every morning. I got to read it out loud to myself many times. I am so happy and grateful now that. I am so happy and grateful now that. And the reason why I do this every single morning is because, remember, within the first 30 minutes of you waking up is when your subconscious mind is the most open. Okay, so I'm reading my goal card out loud every single morning. Another thing that's a non-negotiable for me once I'm done doing that is spending time with God. I don't know where you guys are at with your walk with God, or if you started it yet, or if you're already deep into it. But for me, spending time in the morning with God is my top priority. After I've done my prayer, gratitude, and I've done, my goal card, I'm tapped in with God for at least 30 minutes in the morning. Before I go read a book, before I go to the gym, before I go in the sauna, before I do anything else, I'm tapped in with God. And the reason why I do that is because one of my non-negotiables for all of 2025 is to build that strong bond, that strong relationship. And at the end of the day, guys, you guys got to remember, we got to put him first. All right. And like I said, I've been on this walk now. I'm not an expert at this, But I've been on this walk now for a couple of years, and I've been inconsistent at times with God. And because I've been inconsistent with him, he's been inconsistent with me, if that makes sense. Okay? Because I've been inconsistent with him, he's been inconsistent with me. So this year, one of my non-negotiable was I got to spend time with him every morning. Before I go do anything, before I make a phone call, before I make a trade, before I post on social media, everything, before anything, that goes first. And that includes, me doing my prayer. That includes me reading the word. Okay. That includes all those great things. And this is so important, guys. And like I said, I say this in respects to everything that you guys believe in at the end of the day. Because I know we have different beliefs, but building that relationship with your creator is something that is very important. If you want God to be consistent with you this year, you got to be consistent with him. If you want God to prioritize you this year, you got to prioritize him. You see how that works? That's how it really works. It's pretty simple, but sometimes we just overlook it so much. We prioritize waking up, checking social media. We text our friends, our girlfriends, our boyfriends. We do everything but prioritize God. And then we get mad when he doesn't prioritize us. We get mad when we're not getting the blessings. We get mad when the harvest is not coming for us. Okay? And look, guys, I can tell you guys right now, I was once somebody that prioritized everything else. So I could sit here and I could tell you I've been that person as well, where everything else was a priority. Waking up and texting my girl was a priority. Checking Instagram was more of a priority than those things. So I've been that person as well. And I can tell you guys, because I've been on both sides, I like it when I prioritize God first. Because let me tell you, he has taken really good care of me, and he has shown me what he's capable of when I put him first. Whenever I put him second, third, fourth, fifth, last, he also shows me what comes with that. So in the morning, that's what I'm doing. That's a non-negotiable for me. And in reality, I recommend that it should be a non-negotiable for everybody on this call. Because not only will he be there for you, he'll help you heal. He'll help you forgive. He'll give you the strength. He'll give you the wisdom. He'll give you the knowledge. He'll give you everything that you're looking for. Everything that you're looking for. Okay. So that's one of the non-negotiables for me. And that's super key. Hydration every morning is important as well. That's another non-negotiable for me. One thing about me is I wasn't a big water drinker. Okay. I wasn't a big water drinker. I'm a big juice guy. I love juice. For some reason, organic juices, right? God first, then Hazel. I was a big juice drinker, but then I realized I got to start hydrating more. And for me, drinking water in the morning is very important. Obviously, meditation every morning, reading. I'm reading a book that I've read in the past, but I'm actually starting a book club with my private group. The book is called Psycho-Cybernetics. And the reason why I started the year with this book was because, I don't know if you guys know this or understand this, but your self-image is everything. Like your self-image is the foundation to the person that you're going to become. And this whole book, Psycho-Cybernetics, is a book that was written by a plastic surgeon. And I've read the book before, but I want to read it again because you're always recreating your self-image. Like I created my 6-figure self-image, but now I'm working on creating my 7-figure self-image. Okay, so I had to go back to the basics. But basically, the book was written by a plastic surgeon, and he talks about how, he has done plastic surgery on people and how they went from, shy, no confidence, and so kind of, so on and so forth. They went from this kind of people to very confident, not shy, extremely outgoing, just because of a change of a feature, okay, in their face and, whatever it is in their body. And he was like, he dove deep and understood and started to study the psychology behind that. And he explains how we can all do that as well. So in the book, he says, and I was reading it yesterday, you know, your self-image is how you see yourself. Okay, so how you see yourself, do you see yourself as a success? Do you see yourself as a confident, handsome, or beautiful individual, right? Do you see yourself as someone who deserves to have success? And how you see yourself will determine how the world sees you. Okay. And what he was saying at the beginning of the book was, he said, yo, you could read every book, you could listen to every audio, you could jump on Mornings with Nano 100 times a week. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you obtain. If the work that you're doing on a day-to-day basis is not aligned with the self-image, then you'll never get to where you want to go to. Let me explain it on a deeper level. So let's say I'm the person, I'm reading every book, I'm listening to every audio, I'm going to every event, I'm paying for mentorship, I'm doing all of this. But my self-image of myself is I'm a failure, I don't deserve success, I'm shy, I'm not outgoing, and I just see myself as this person. It doesn't matter how much work I do here, it doesn't matter how much personal development I do here, because my self-image is not in alignment with what it is that I want to become. And that happens a lot to a lot of people. I know a lot of people that read books, that listen to audios, that do all of these other things, but at the end of the day, they have a poor self-image of themselves. Okay. So for me, I want everybody to understand that your self-image is the foundation to the year that you're going to have this year. I'm grateful for you. It's the foundation for the year that you're going to have this year. If you don't work on your self-image, it doesn't matter how much work you do, how much phone calls you make, how much trades you make, none of it will be in alignment with it. You got to get your self-image in alignment with the work that you're doing every single day so that it can become one. Okay? It has to become one. If it doesn't merge, if it's clashing, it'll never happen. So for me, I said, okay, you know what, Nano? Let's recycle cybernetics again. Let's work on improving that self-image. Okay, so starting Monday, I'm going to start reading this book as a group with my private group. Obviously, I only do Tuesdays and Thursdays here on YouTube, so I'll give you guys some sauce, but it won't be the same as if it's a part of the private group. If you want to join the private group, then reach out to me, DM me privately, and I'll give you guys access to that as well. But that's a non-negotiable for me, reading every morning and working on my self-image. So in the mornings, you know what I'm doing? I'm speaking to myself. I am a six-figure earner. Sorry, I am a seven-figure earner. I deserve success. You're handsome, Nano. I believe in you, bro. You're the best to ever do it. I'm speaking to myself. I'm already working on those exercises that I got to do. Every time I catch myself alone or in moments where I'm not doing anything, I'm talking to myself. I am a seven-figure earner. I am this, I am that. And I start talking to myself, because I understand that I got to start buying into this image. I got to start buying into the image of who I am. I deserve this. I am this. Okay. Because it's all a programming. It's not going to change because I did it January 1st and I did it January 2nd. But if I do it, when I do it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, 150 days, and I'm 6 months in doing this work every single day, Monday through Sunday, and I'm convincing myself, I'm writing it down, I'm keeping my goal card on me, I'm writing it in my journal, I'm saying it to myself. I start doing this every day. What's going to happen is I'm reprogramming my self-image on myself. I'm going to start to see myself as that individual. And by law, it's only a matter of time until it shows up. That's how this works. I've done it in the past. That's the thing. I sit here and I'm like, yo, Nano, you did this in the past with six figures. You got yourself to earn, all these multiple six figures by practicing this one strategy. Now it's time for you to go back to the basics. That's why I cut the hair. I cut the hair because I was like, yo, I want to go back to that version of Nano. Because the last time I had my hair like this was 2018. 2018, I was broke, busted, and disgusted. But it wasn't about my results at the time. It was about the hunger that I had, the intention, the focus that I had during those times. And I said, yo, I got to tap back into that person again. I got to tap back into the person that was hungry, that woke up on time every day, that didn't slip up, that didn't sleep in, that was in the gym, that was reading the books, that was finishing his journals. You know, like I had to tap back into that. So these are things that have become non-negotiables for me. And in reality, if you think about it, I haven't talked about money. I haven't talked about crypto. I haven't talked about business. My non-negotiables, all they have to do with is Nano, with me. Because the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand, and I was actually saying this to, one of my students and one of my top leaders last night when we were on the phone with Stephanie. Actually, she's on the call. I'm like, yo, all you got to focus on is becoming a better version of you. That's it. Everything else will happen naturally. It'll all happen naturally. The business will strive. The trading accounts will strive. The investment portfolios, everything that you want in your life to happen will happen as a result of you focusing on you. So notice how none of my non-negotiables had to do with money. They didn't have to do with business. They didn't have to do with social media. They didn't have to do with anything. All my non-negotiables had to do with what I got to do for Nano. Because I got to fill up my cup. One of my favorite quotes says, focus on you until the focus is on you. See how that, if that makes sense to people? Focus on you until the focus is on you. So right now, if you're on this call, I want you to define what your non-negotiables are. What are those for you? And they don't have to be the same as mine, or they can be the same as mine. I don't care, because at the end of the day, success leaves clues. I'm telling you right now, I am working on my 7-figure self-image. I'm working on the self-image of what I'm going to become in 2025 right now. That is my work right now. That is my priority right now. Everything else will come second. And part of that self-image, like I said, is me building that relationship with God, me being consistent in the gym, getting in the best shape of my life, right? Reading multiple books, writing in my journal, visualizing my success. I remember sitting down today in visualization, and I was just sitting there. You ever sit down with your eyes closed and you're just visualizing and you're just like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is awesome. Because I was seeing myself earning the money, the success, the traveling, the speaking on stages, the giving the keys to my mom to the house that I'm going to buy her, and the hugs and the cries and the tears. Like, I'm sitting there in visualization, and I'm so lost in the moment, because I'm just sitting there smiling, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Somebody could just see me right now. I was just so in the visualization. I was so in the image of, what's gonna, happen for me this year, that I was just in it. I was so mesmerized by the whole idea of it. And I was so in tears, and I was feeling it all over my body. And then you come back to reality and you're like, whew, wow, I was there. I was there, And here's the thing, there is here. You guys ever heard that? There is here. Because what if you take the letter T off of the word there, what does it spell? If you remove the letter T off of the word there, what does it spell? It spells here. Right? So even though I was there, I was experiencing it here. You see how that works? So then we remove the T, and the T stands for what? Time. Time. And what does time stand for? For my OGs that know. Because we've probably heard this a million times. What does the T stand for? What is the acronym for time? Things I must experience. That's the only thing that's stopping us. Not stopping us, but that's going to get us there. It's time. It's the things we must experience now, from now till we get there. So everything that happens now Okay, I did a call like 2 weeks ago for the leaders in my organization on the bridge of incidents. It's called the bridge of incidents. What do I mean by that? Well, you got to think about it. Right now, it is January 2nd, 2025, right? This is us right here. We have goals that we want to accomplish. Let's just call it what it is by the end of this year. Let's call it December 31st, 2025. Okay. This is one side of the bridge. This is the beginning side of the bridge, which is where we are now. This is the other side of the bridge. Now, the bridge of incidents is very important because the bridge is what gets you across. Now, there's going to be things that happen from now till the end of the year. Can we all agree that there's things that are going to happen? There's going to be great things that happen. There's going to be character building moments that happen. But it's all part of the bridge of incidents to get you to where you want to go to. The key thing here is this. All right, here's the key thing. It's all going to come down to your perspective on everything that's happening. Okay? Not just your perspective, but your perception. Because remember, write this down. Perspective is what you see. Okay? Perspective is what you see. Perception is how you see it. Stay with me here. It's about to get deep, right? So perspective is what we see. Okay? So everything that happens in our life, right, is what we see. That's the perspective. But one of the most important things is perception, which is how we see it. And if you want to have a very successful year this year, you got to have an elite perception. And what do I mean by an elite perception? You have to have a perception that's so strong that everything that happens from now till the end of the year is working out for you. You get fired from your job, it's happening for you because you're going to get a better job that's going to help you make more money. You have somebody that leaves your life for whatever reason, that's fine. That person was there to teach you a lesson. Let them go. Somebody better is coming. You got rejected by a business, that's fine. That business wasn't meant for you. There's a better business that's waiting for you. You had to pay a bill that you weren't expecting that you had to pay, fine, pay it. Because that bill is going to show you some of the checks that you're going to be getting in the future. Okay? You got to develop an elite perception. Everything that's going to happen for you this year is going to happen for you. Even the things that doesn't look like it are happening for you. That's the kind of perception I want all of you guys to have on this call. And it's 11:11, and that's how true it is, what I'm saying. I want you guys to have such a strong and such an elite perception that no matter what happens this year, you say, yo, this is happening for me. Amazing. Thank you. Everything, yo, even the things that look bad, even the things that you would usually be like, yo, this is horrible, it's working out for you. Because here's what happens. Let me explain. The bridge of incidents, okay, it works in very mysterious ways. Let me tell you why. Because here's what happened. If you have a low level perception, what happens is something may happen to you that happens to all, but because the way that you were looking at it, now you're stuck. You got caught up in the moment. You're letting the moment get the best of you. Your think is negative. You're saying, why is this happening to me? This sucks. Nothing ever works in my favor. And you know what happens? You get stuck in that bridge. You don't want to get stuck this year. This is not the year to be stuck. This is the year to be in constant motion. Do we all understand that? This is the year to be in motion, not the year to be stuck in your emotions, stuck in moments, stuck in things that happen to you. This is not the year for that. That was the old us. That was the old us. We were, the old us wasn't disciplined. The old us, got distracted. The old us let the moments get the best of us. The new us, we see everything as a positive. The new us, we're disciplined. The new us, we show up. This is a year of motion, like Haley said in the chat box. This is not a year of being stuck. Because be real with you guys, I'm sick of being stuck. I don't like when I'm stuck. I know none of you guys like being stuck and feeling like you're stuck. So a lot of it goes into the vocabulary as well. This is the year of motion. What you speak about, you bring about. This is the year of momentum. This is the year of harvest hands. Right now in my church at VU Church, the concept for this year, it says, this is the year of harvest hands, which means there's a big harvest waiting for us this year. But it's only going to come to those who are putting in the work. It's only going to come to those that understand the bridge of incidents and understand, yo, I gotta see where I'm going. The harvest is going to come to those who put God first. This is that kind of year. You want to move this year, you want to change the way that you're approaching this year, you got to get in alignment. And a lot of that comes from the way that you're going to see things, your non-negotiables, your intention behind everything. Okay? This is all important. We cannot overlook this. This cannot be something that we just like, oh, you know what? Let me take a day off today. Let me chill. No. This is not the year for that. This is not the year to sit down and be like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. I don't care if you don't feel like doing it. You got to do it. This is the year for all of that. I go to City. Okay. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention here. And I know I went on a little bit of not a rant, but God just poured into me and he said, say this to the family. But we got to define those non-negotiables. And these are things that we got to do. Don't fall off of them. Because here's the thing is, like I said earlier, in a world filled with distractions, being focused is a superpower. But the thing is, sometimes our distractions are more powerful than our focus. And it's because of how much distractions we have. Do you know that our phones and all these social media platforms, they're designed and they're programmed, okay, to keep you on their websites and on their apps long, right? That's the purpose of an app. Like, for example, Instagram's purpose is how long can they keep you on the app. The longer they keep you on the app, the more you engage, the more you buy, the more you do everything. So that's the reason why the moment you get off of Instagram, notifications come. Here's a notification for this, a like, this person just went live, this person just posted. They want you back on the apps. The more time you spend on an app, the better it is. It's the same thing with YouTube, okay? I get paid for not, in YouTube, you don't get paid for the amount of videos you post. You get paid for how long people watch your videos. Everything is all about watch time. So you got to start keeping in mind, how can I minimize all of these distractions? Okay. What are some things you got to get rid of? And that actually goes into number 2. Okay. Starve distractions, feed focus. What are going to be the distractions that you starve this year? Okay. One of the distractions I had to starve was also social media scrolling. Guys, look, I know we all do it. I scroll on social media. Bro, there's been times I've been caught and I've caught myself and I looked at the time and I'm like, damn, bro, I've been scrolling on IG, watching reels and this and that for an hour already. Sometimes you just get caught in it, and I'm not going to lie, they're fun. I like watching them every once in a while. But the thing is, it becomes a habit. You know, it becomes a habit. I've been the person also as well that have been binge watch shows on Netflix. Hours. I've watched 5, 6, 7 hours of shows sometimes. But those are distractions because it's taking me away from what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. Is it okay? Like, for example, last night, I did all my work. Okay. And I watched one episode of my favorite show. I deserve it. I worked hard all day. I did my full morning routine. I completed my whole routine. My whole schedule was done. At the end of the night, to a little wind down, I watched one episode, but I didn't sit there and stay up all night how I used to. I had to starve my distractions. Okay. I also said for the first 30 days of the year, I said no drinking, no smoking for me as well. No drinking, no smoking for me first 30 days of the year. Okay. Now, I didn't commit to the whole year because I said, a whole year is kind of extensive, obviously. So I told myself, you know what, Nando, we're going to do it 30 days at a time. Let's focus on 30 days at a time. So for the first 30 days, no drinking, no smoking for me. Not saying that I'm going to do it all year because I know that there'll be times where we'll have a little celebratory drink and, maybe we'll have a little smoke here and there. But for the first 30 days, nothing. See how we do the first 30, then we'll do another 30. And then we'll do another 30. And next thing you know, we may not need it anymore. But it's the progress of it. And it's me realizing and setting my, when I wrote down the things that were distracting me, realizing my distractions and saying, you know what? I'm going to minimize and starve my distractions and feed my focus. Because instead of me focusing so much on this, let me do more of this. I also, another one of my distractions, even though, I don't think music is a bad thing, but I used to catch myself listening to more music than I listened to audios and listening to podcasts. So I said, you know what? Starting the year, I'm going to listen to less music and more audios and podcasts. If I'm listening to more music than I listen to audios and podcasts, I'm doing it wrong. At the end of the day, I'm supposed to look at my time that I spend more time listening to music or more time listening to audio. So I identified the times where I was listening to music. I was listening to music in the gym. I was listening to music in the shower. I was listening to music in the car. I was listening to music all the time. Now, not saying that music is bad, but I said, you know what? Instead of listening to this music, let me minimize some of my music and let me give some time to personal development. Let me listen to some audios. Let me listen to some podcasts. Let me listen to some things that are going to help me become better, because I'm in a situation and I'm in an area in my life where I'm working to become a better version of me. I don't want to listen to songs that are talking about drugs, sex, and this and that all the time, even though they're cool and they're fun to listen to. And I know the songs and I appreciate the artists and all of that stuff. I'd rather not listen to that stuff right now. I'd rather be listening to worship music right now. And worship music is actually lit. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I was a little bit hesitant to jump into the worship music vibe in the beginning, but I've been opening myself up to the worship music. Man, let me tell you, worship music is fire. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Worship music is key. And the fact that you get a chance to listen to music while praising God and just enjoy it. And dude, there's songs that have made me cry while listening to worship, to be real. So, it's progress. Like I said, guys, look, guys, a lot of the same habits, a lot of the same habits that you guys have, I had as well. A lot of the same distractions that y'all have, I have them as well. I am no different from you guys. I'm just grateful that I get a chance to be the one to come up here and share this with all of you. But I can tell you guys right now, we are all the same in many ways. We're all working on changing. I know what it feels like to be stuck. Okay, but I also know what it feels like to change. Okay, I know what it's like to be extremely distracted, but I also know what it's like to be extremely focused. So I know what it's like to be on both sides. And I can tell you guys right now, I'd rather be, focused than distracted. 100%. because when I'm distracted, nothing works my way. It almost feels like when I'm distracted, everything works against me. When I'm distracted, I put God last. I'm always listening to music. I'm always sleeping in. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not eating healthier foods. It just feels like my life is, it almost feels like I'm throwing my life away. I has anybody ever felt like that as well? Like I'm just kind of going through the day. And I don't like being like that, because all I'm doing is attracting more situations, more circumstances. And be real with you guys, I've had many years like that. That I look back at my years and I'm like, yo, damn, like that was the year that I had. Seriously, for real? Like, you know, you're so much better than that, right? Put a 1 in the chat box if you ever had a year like that and you're like, yo, I know I'm so much better than that. Like, not just better than that, so much better than that. And like Amanda said, that's distracted living. And you know what's the hard part about it? That everyone around us is distracted. And no one around us wants to put in this kind of work that we're talking about right here. Think about it. When was the last time one of your friends told you, hey, Nano, put God first? When was the last time somebody told you, wake up early, get in the gym? It's very small amounts of people that are telling you these things. People don't. When was the last time, think about it, when was the last time somebody told you, yo, here, grab a Bible, read this? You know what I'm saying? People are distracted extremely. Imagine the people that wake up and they're on their phones from the moment they wake up to the moment they fall asleep, spending 12 hours a day on their phones, on Instagram, social media, distracted, going to work, eating junk food, eating fast food, you know, drinking, smoking from sundown to sun. And you know what's the sad part? That I've been there. I've been that person. The person I just described, I've been that person. The person who wakes up on their phone, distracted, drinking on the weekend, smoking, this. And to be real, I don't ever want to go back to that life. Never. This life, how I feel right now, feels so much better. You know why? Because I feel cleansed. I feel at peace. I'm happy. I don't got to smoke to go to sleep, right? I don't got to drink to be happy. I'm putting God first. I feel protected. Okay, there's nothing better than when you have when you have a relationship with God, and every walk that you take and every step you take, it almost feels like someone's there with you. Anybody there yet with God? You ever get such a good relationship with God that it feels like every step that you take, every move that you make it's almost directed and guided, and you almost feel like someone is over you like this, hugging you like this, and it almost feels like nothing can touch you. And every step you take and everything you touch and every word that you speak is guided. Anybody ever felt that? Because that's how I feel right now. It's a different feeling, you know, and it's almost like he doesn't even allow negative thoughts in your mind. You know, everybody's forgiven. You're not stressing out about anybody. Okay, you know that everything is gonna work out in your favor, so you don't worry at all. I don't know about you guys, but that feeling is better than that other feeling over there. Way better. Because when I was distracted, lost in the sauce with the devil on my shoulders and doing all those things, let me tell you, that life was miserable. And the reason why I like to share this with you guys is because I want y'all to know that I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I know what both sides are. And I'm sure that some of you guys, here's the thing, some of you guys have been on both sides as well. The thing is, some of you guys have maybe spent more time on that side than on the side here, the clear, peaceful, loving side. And the thing is that to get to this side, it takes work. That's the problem with most people. It takes work. It takes discipline. It takes you doing it every single day. Because that was the only way I got to this peace, this love, and this clarity that I feel today. Was I had to sacrifice that old life. That's why they say, in order for your new life to be born, you have to sacrifice the old one. I had to sacrifice the old Nano. You know what somebody once told me that hit me like a ton of bricks? Somebody once told me, he said, Nano, you're a good kid, bro. I have a lot of respect for you, and I think you're going to do amazing things in life. But he said, right now, you know, right now you believe in God, but you're still holding the devil's hand. And I just sat there and I just took it in. And I'm like, damn, he told me I'm believing God, but I'm holding the devil's hand. And when he said that to me, I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I swear I didn't even know what to say to him. You know when somebody tells you something and you're almost speechless, you almost like he floors you right there and you just stuck. And that's what happened to me. And from there, like I didn't say, que se va a decir después de eso, right? But I needed to hear that. You know why? Because I realized when he said that to me that I was living the wrong way. Because what he was telling me, basically, in other words, was, yo, you got good intentions, you got good things that you want to do in life, but a lot of your past and a lot of your old ways is what's holding you back. Okay, and that's for all of us. I know, think about it. I know all 100, we almost got 200 people on this call. All 200 of us, we all got good intentions to do good. We all have good intentions to help our families and become better and to provide and to do all these great things in life. And we all have great intentions. But the thing is, our old ways, our habits, our distractions, and people in our lives are the ones that are holding us back as anchors. And they're there, all these things holding you back, and you haven't been able to let go. You're still holding on to those old ways. Why you think I said I cut the hair? I said no drinking, no smoking first 30 days. And I went from waking up at 7, 8 a.m. to waking back up at 5, 6 a.m. I started to tap back in because you know what I saw myself doing? I saw myself going back to the old ways. And I said, nah, Nano, you can't go back there. Hell no. Never again. So I had to, hey, come over here. And I'm almost great. And I'm glad that it happened when it happened because it happened at the beginning of the year. So for a lot of you right now, this is a perfect time. This is a perfect time for all of you guys to be like, yo, you know what? Just like Nano did. Fresh start. New year, new month, new me. Whoever you were in 2023, 2024, that person is dead. Forget about that person. The mistakes that you made, forget them. Okay? The people you got to forgive, leave them in 2024. Let all of that go and start from scratch. Start from zero. Get back in alignment. I love that, Tiffany. Same happened to me. Got to realign again. We all got to get back in that alignment. Because like I said again, this year is the year of harvest hands. The only people that are going to get the harvest this year are the people that are in alignment. If you're not in alignment, you're going to miss the harvest this year. I want you to know that. If you are not in alignment this year, you will miss the harvest that God has for you. And you know what he'll say? He'll be like, let me see real quick. Nah, he's not ready yet. She's not ready. Not in alignment. Not in alignment. You know what? Nano's ready. Here you go. Here's your harvest. Nikki's ready. Here's your harvest. Ricardo's ready. Here's your harvest. Claudia's ready. Amanda's ready. Kathy's ready. Madeline's ready. Deanna's ready. Junior's ready. Here's your harvest. The people who not in alignment. Funny, yesterday, one of the biggest takeaway that I got from reading the Bible yesterday was that God sees and hears everything. So even the things that you think that nobody saw, or the things that you said that you feel like nobody heard, God sees and hears everything. So you got to be so focused and intentional about everything you do this year. Like I said, guys, this is not the year for you to just be chilling, relaxing, and doing things how you've always done. this is the year for you to be extremely focused, extremely intentional about every action and everything that you do. Everything that you do. You got to be so intentional about everything. The words that you speak have to be intentional. You can't be speaking words, I can't. You know what's something I also learned? Saying I will be successful is a bad word. Because saying I will be successful is you basically saying you're not successful. You got to say I am successful. Even though you may not have the success yet, you got to start saying I am successful. I am wealthy. I am earning 7 figures. Because that's what I'm saying. Today I wrote it down. I'm earning 7 figures a year. Okay? You know why? Because I'm speaking it. What I speak about, I bring about. I'm not going to say I will be a 7-figure earner. I am a 7-figure earner. Because if I say I will be a 7-figure earner, that's me identifying that I'm not a 7-figure earner, and then it'll never happen. That goes into the self-image. That's why I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics. I have read that book before. But look, you know what's funny? I was saying that. I was saying, yo, I will earn $50,000 a month. I will earn $100,000 a month. I caught myself and I'm like, yo, Nano, but you were saying these things. No wonder it hasn't been happening. You were missing a little key. You were missing one of the numbers on the lock. You were saying I will, when in reality, you're supposed to be saying I am. These distractions hold us back. So this whole entire year, guys, is all about focus and intention. Focus and intention. Focus, intention, focus, intention. And if you guys could stay focused and intentional all year, your whole lives will change this year. This is the best year of our lives. Can we all type in the chat box, I claim it? This is the best year of your life. This is the best year of my life. Okay, in my 30 years that I've lived, okay, this year I'll be 31, which is even crazy to say that. Now that I'm 31, I'm going to be 31. This will be the best year of my life. And wherever you guys are at, this will be the best year of your life. So claim it. But it's one thing to claim it. It's another thing to now go get it. Claim it. Because guess what, guys? I know some of us, man, let's be real. How many of us are tired of the struggles and the tough times and the challenges and the this and the that and the things not going our way, man? I'm sick of it, to be real. And I have great times. And I've had amazing times. And I'm sick of those things. So claim that this will be the best year of your life. But remember, it's all about how you're going to see things. Level up your perception. Because guess what? Challenges are still going to happen. Okay? Bad things probably will happen regardless. But remember, it's how we see it. It's how we see it. Okay? How we see it will determine everything. Okay? So the whole year is all about focus and intention. And as long as you guys can do that, we'll have the best year of our lives. All right, guys? So I hope I was able to, give you guys a good first call of the year. I had a couple of points I wanted to cover, and in reality, I just kind of spoke a lot of everything I had to say today from the heart. God just gave me the words to speak today. I've been tapped in spiritually. I can tell you guys right now, my trainings, when I'm tapped in, are 50 times, 100 times better than when I'm not tapped in. Okay, even though I'm still good regardless, but I can tell you guys right now, when I'm tapped in and God is with me, God sometimes he just takes control and he just starts speaking to us because he's speaking to me too. Some of the things I said to you guys, I needed to hear myself. So your old life is stayed in 2024. New life, 2025. Establish those non-negotiables. Starve those distractions. Feed your focus. Elevate your perception. Elevate it. Remember the bridge of incidents. Things are going to happen, but everything is happening for you, not to you. All right, guys? So I love you guys all so very much. I appreciate you guys. We do these calls every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. on YouTube and on Instagram. You guys are always more than welcome. Recordings are always available on YouTube. And on Monday, we all start reading the book together, Psycho Cybernetics. I'm going to open it up to all of you guys so you guys can all read and elevate with me. I don't know if you're already reading a book, but if you aren't, highly recommend Psycho Cybernetics. If you want to switch up your book and maybe read whatever book you're reading now, read it later. But I'm telling you, the best book you could read to start the year to get your self-image in place is called Psycho Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. All right, guys, I love y'all. I appreciate it. I'm gonna do not psycho, like Psycho, 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 Psycho Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz. All right, I'm gonna do a little prayer for us and then we'll wrap it up right there. Little prayer. Father God, I just want to say thank you so much for blessing us with another beautiful day for us to start this amazing Thursday morning. I want to thank you for the amazing year as well that we've already had. Only 2 days into the new year, and we already feel this amazing sense of energy, this abundance, this grace above us. And we just want to say that whatever happened in 2024 is behind us. We're only focused on what this year has in store for us. Our hands are open to receiving, and we are willing to do the work that is required on a day-to-day basis to make sure that we put you first and to make sure that we make ourselves a priority as well, to focus on ourselves so we can grow ourselves and be the example that we want to see in the rest of the world. This is going to be the biggest year of our lives, and it's only going to be that because you're going to lead the way for us. You're going to guide us through the process, and you're going to show us the way so we can do it. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing for us. Thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, your love, your protection. Continue to guide us. Continue to show us the way. We're here to build the kingdom. We love you and we appreciate you. In God's name we pray. Amen. 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 All right, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Get tapped in with me. You guys already know. Up early. Don't slip up. No days off. Weekends included. Don't let your weekend be your weekend. Put God first. Elevate your perception. Remember the bridge of incidents, okay? Starve your distractions. Feed the focus and manage your non-negotiables. I love you guys. This is the best year of our lives. Start speaking it because it already is. It already happened. If you claimed it, it is already yours. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys next Tuesday. God bless.